A 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and welcome. So this is a freaking treat. We got Corey in house from Nashville. We got a big project planned.
Right, top secret.
Top secret. Well, now everybody knows. But I am a notorious hack at 1/4/5 blues progressions. It's just not my bag. But this man, on the other hand, has got rhythm ideas, lead ideas, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. So this is almost going to be like Corey schools me kind of a lesson, and then we're all going to learn something. So
I'm equally as inspired by you.
Oh, please,
so
please,
let's not fool the masses. But you know, we've had a lot of good conversations.
Yes.
Like before we roll tape, we talk a lot about like, oh, that'd be good to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be really cool. And then like somebody will play something and we'll be like, oh, let's do that.
Right.
You know, we literally changed concepts like 4 times.
Yeah, at least.
You know, and while we sit down and do this. Yeah, exactly. And you know, one of the things that a lot of people might not consider is, if you're a newer player and you're inspired by John Mayer,
yeah,
you're inspired by the blues.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you're inspired by Eddie Van Halen, you're inspired by the blues.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are like, I just don't want to play shuffles or 1/4/5s and all that stuff. But it's such a great vehicle to build confidence in your improvising.
Yeah, for sure.
And with that comes, harmonic ideas and new scales and phrasing ideas. And we can talk about some phrasing and stuff too, but we were just talking about how to take sort of the rock attitude and apply that to a 1/4/5 thing.
Yeah,
sure.
well, even in rhythm, like I'll my typical default is what I just played, right? That sort of thing. But you were showing me different ways that you could still keep that rock vibe, but do different chord, bit shapes basically.
Right.
Keep that shuffle feel, but kind of vary it up. And it was cool because like the first time you did the rock vibe, and then you moved up the neck, and then you kept moving up the neck, and it was like this cool new little parts, even though it's the same chords essentially.
Yeah.
You're just doing maybe a different note on top of the chord.
And the other video we did with chord inversions was so popular.
Yeah.
Like, but another thing that people don't, they have trouble with, and I'm speaking to folks that are really into this style of playing, but they have trouble with the right hand.
Yeah.
And that goes to our other video, we did the funk rhythm.
Yep.
But a lot of people still struggle with that shuffle thing.
Yeah.
And in the funk video, I talked about how to keep, that 16th note thing going.
Yep.
But in this one, it's the same kind of idea. If you're just playing some straight shuffle rhythm, you got to learn how to do this.
Yeah. Do you like doing the kind of circle motion? Like I notice a lot of
It kind of
people do.
feels good.
Yeah.
It kind of, as opposed to,
Yep.
it just doesn't work for me that way.
Right, because it's not necessary. It's not an even timed thing.
Yeah, what a drummer once said to me is, it's not about the notes you play, it's the space in between them. Because he's going da 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 da.
How would you count a shuffle? Like if a lot of people like counting in their head. So like, what would it?
I still count it like straight. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
But like
it's got a little bit of a bounce to it, though,
right? Because it's not just da 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 da. It's da 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 da.
Right.
Right.
And it's, if you're counting it off, you have to kind of give. You'll see me. I'll go 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 3. So sometimes I'll even go a 1, a 2. I'll put that in so the whole band says, okay, this is definitely a shuffle.
Definitely.
As opposed to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That'd be a straight rock kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So right hand.
Yeah.
Give us some.
So if we're playing this E7 shape here,
Right.
one thing I do is in E7, what's great is if you wanted to play all the strings, you could. But if you're in another key, you want to like kind of make sure you mute that sixth string there and the top string as well. So if we get this going, 1, 2, 3, 4, we can put it down any beat we want.
Right.
So that's nice to kind of just get started. But if you want to make it swing, we play the upbeats.
Oh, okay.
And the trick is to kind of apply that to other chord shapes, like ones we did in other videos, you know.
Right.
And then if you want to go to the Stevie Ray Vaughan route.
Okay, so break that down because a lot of people love that sort of thing. So what are you walking around on?
Right. So I'm basically playing this E riff. And I'm kind of approaching the E, G, G sharp, B, C sharp, D, G, G sharp, B, C sharp.
Okay, and then in context.
So.
Okay, so the G to G sharp has a
1, 2, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and it's almost like when I would write these out in tabs, I would do like, you know, in Guitar Pro or something, it would be like play X, play X, play X. So it's like check,
yeah.
So just like in the funk lesson or just like in any other rhythm lesson, you can apply that to a lead sound.
Yeah.
So if you just play your basic kind of Roadhouse blues rhythm for me.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you do that same rhythmic
same
thing.
idea now.
Same kind of
but I'm
scratchy.
playing. So you know, if you're hearing, you know, I'm gonna try to speak to those that may not be hardcore bluesers.
Yeah.
But like, if you are a John Mayer kind of fan, he'll probably play something.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Dude, his rhythm is so
he's
good.
really great at that. You know, because he studied this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, when I first heard him play, I was like, oh man, like, he's listening to the same record as I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was putting out recordings of Hendrix tunes and Stevie Ray Vaughan songs.
Yeah.
Like, way long time.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
So, and he's got it. And that is what really gives it the attitude, you know? So if you're playing, you know, maybe you're playing something in A.
Right.
It's just all swinging.
So it's getting comfortable with those upbeats too.
Yeah, and really the thing is if you can keep this going.
Yeah.
I said this in the funky rhythm video we did, it's just putting your hand down.
Yeah.
At the appropriate time.
Yeah.
You know?
Cutting it off or sounding.
Yeah, and I see so many students and so many players, young, old, or in their age, but as a new player, they don't have that going.
Yeah.
And it adds so much cool attitude to your already existing notes that you know.
So the front, the E lick you did, how does that transition into the A and to the B if you're going to keep that feel going?
Yeah, so you go then to like an A power chord. But, you know, and on guitar, we have the luxury of playing the same pattern.
So it's the exact same thing. Okay.
Then you could go.
Oh, do the show the B one. Okay, so break that down slow.
So it's gonna go B, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp.
Okay.
So again from the B. Lots of times what I'll do is I'll just on the turnaround I'll go to that chord. But again, upbeats.
Ooh, check you. What's that A? That's cool.
It's just an A7.
Okay, I like
I call that
Like
the
it.
Stevie Ray Vaughan A.
Yeah.
And you know, and I like to get out in front of the
Canadian
YouTubers.
A.
The Canadian A. You know, I'm sorry.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like to get out in front of the YouTubers and say, I've seen this before. Corey, you've taught this a million times.
Right.
But it's all little permutations. Like somebody's gonna come to this video. Somebody's gonna come to this video that never heard that before, never tried that before,
Right.
and it's gonna help them. And it's that single note application I think is really important too. I am like one of these people that I try to find if it's the smallest little thing like that, how many different ways can I apply that?
Okay.
You know, and I just did it with chords, and I did it with single notes, and then I can put it in my
Which is super Stevie Ray. Yeah. Nice. Check you. Oh, look at you.
watch my right hand the whole time.
Yeah.
A lot of people are really attracted to that because it's got a lot of attitude.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It does.
It's really fun.
Yeah. Okay, so first round, say we did that open position. As you go up the neck, you would just kind of worked your way up the neck. So
Right.
what's the next chord inversion?
So the upbeat thing that I love. So that 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Okay.
Now I like this little guy.
Okay, so break
Yeah.
down what those little shapes are, because I didn't know what those were.
So this is just an E7 like your C7 down here.
Okay.
And then
But you're
these
are you only playing the A?
I'm really only playing the 4 and 7
Okay,
strings.
okay, got it. All right.
And then so I love playing these little 3-note 7
Sounds
chords.
great.
They really are awesome. And again, I want to develop this for you. It's just going to be the G, the C sharp, and the E. So there's no
Yeah.
root note in it.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
But what I also like to do is just play that, which is the E, G sharp,
Right.
and the D.
Yeah.
It omits that octave there.
Well, it saves space for other instruments.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you're
And that's my favorite thing
Yeah.
to do. But again, just how I applied this sort of Stevie Ray Vaughan walking thing here.
Yeah.
Again, if I'm maybe let's play a blues and I'll show them how I
Okay.
can incorporate that.
Okay, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I can put little stabs of it
Yeah.
in my soloing too.
Yep.
And that sort of came more when I started to listen to like maybe some more bebop guitar players or somebody that would
like
kinda-
who's a bebop?
like Wes Montgomery or Kenny Burrell or somebody like that.
Wes
Or they're
Montgomery
like
is ridiculous. How do you get that freaking fast with his thumb?
with his thumb.
I know, it's
I mean, it's blistering.
him and Django. It's like, okay, you did all those runs, but how many fingers do you have? 2?
You know, it's like when you back yourself into a corner with something like that, you never know what you can come out with.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then you also did where you flipped you put the 5th on top. Is that what
Yeah,
it was?
yeah.
That was super cool too. Okay, so this is over the E, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So we're just gonna do that same kind of G to G sharp move there.
And then where's it go from there? I love that.
And you don't even have to do that part. You can go. Because a lot of this stuff is, I would play some of this stuff more if I was maybe accompanying myself.
Yeah.
Because it could be like, it works well when you
Yeah,
sing. It kind of
yeah.
all flows.
Yep.
You know, it's not some rhythm that's really juxtaposing your vocal.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Obviously,
Stays out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the main song that everybody points to is "Pride and Joy," and he was doing that while he was playing.
Yeah.
So it all kind of
Right.
cooks really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
So we had like that's a little inverted 5th.
Okay.
There's your A, keep in mind the E is in the bass, so it's like
Yeah.
if you were writing it out, it would say A5/E.
Oh,
Okay,
check
fancy,
it out.
right? And then up a
So
whole step,
sophisticated.
but only play those two notes.
Yeah.
You know, you
Sounds
find that
cool,
in
very
like
rock and roll,
it's very
though. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I like that. Yeah.
So again, I'm pulling from all these different places to try to create something.
Okay.
And most students I find or players that are sort of in their early intermediate phase, they're still thinking I can only use this here, I can only use this here, I can only use that there.
Right.
It's all up for grabs.
Early mediate. I like that.
Early mediate.
Okay, so I'm gonna play just down here.
Okay.
And let's walk through each of the 3 different inversions of it, right? Count us off.
1, 2, 3. Here's the walk. Here's the A. I can go here. I can do little.
Oh, nice.
Now I can do my up. Now I can go. It's not the most complicated thing in the world, but it's super effective.
Yeah.
And you know the reason I like doing it is because with a 12-bar blues you can just experiment for days,
for sure.
days and days.
It's a
and
place
days.
to start.
It is. It builds confidence. It gives us sort of something that, you know, it's hard to play when you're soloing. It's hard to play a wrong note if you stay in one little spot.
Yeah.
So I love it because I'll never feel like I've mastered that 12-bar blues ever in my life.
You can. I mean,
You know,
look at how many different ways it's been done.
it's
It's
insane. But to me, you know, we were talking about playing rock and playing behind singers and stuff like that. I can listen to a song. It's good ear training. I'll hear 1s and 4s and 5s, and I know that from that point, there's only a few chords that you can add to the song that will really change it.
Yeah.
You know? So it's there's so much to draw from. With this stuff, so it's valuable.
Okay, so the shuffle feel is interesting, and my favorite shuffle of all. Well, I have 2, and they're not even they're not. And this is going to be a real big surprise to a lot of people. But
Ice Cream Man.
No, that is a good one though. And my 2 favorite shuffles ever are "I'm the One."
Oh yeah.
Which is shuffle to the extreme, but that feel, right?
Yeah.
And then I didn't really ever think of it this way, but my buddy pointed out, he's like, dude, if you can't play on the one, you can't play out for teacher. And I'm like, that's right, out for teacher. It's shuffle too. But that's an example of a rock shuffle. But if you wanted to make it more of a sophisticated kind of a blues sound in a lead context, how do you do it? Do you stay more major? Do you mix in minor? Like if it, you don't want to sound like a typical rock guy coming in and just like stepping all over everything. You just want to.
You can. Like, let's say that, when we were jamming earlier, you were playing a lot of like. Yeah. Which is fine. I say, if you're going to go for that, just bury it.
Yeah.
Like, and try to make little sentences, you know, like I did there, and create some space, little call and response, all that stuff. But you could stay. A good exercise might be to kind of like, let's say all is E minor pentatonic from here to here.
Okay,
totally fine, totally legal. Let's say it works for all. I mean,
That's 90% of the planet.
Yeah, I mean, Gary Moore would shred the crap out of that and
right.
probably never play an outside note.
Right.
Probably never even play a major pentatonic.
Right. If you don't know who Gary Moore is, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor.
And Frank Marino, who you've turned me on to.
Frank Marino.
You know, man.
Talk about pissed off blues playing.
And that's like the guys, if you're like, I like that, but I don't, you know, like for me, if you would have showed me Robin Ford when I was 13, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Right.
But I got Hendrix and I got Stevie Ray Vaughan and then I got Gary Moore and I was like, oh man, this is like life changing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so it really works for somebody like you who's got great rock chops and a great rock tone and feel to kind of explore that over this kind of groove.
Right.
So I might just kind of use each 12-bar pass, but really stick to my pattern.
Okay, so if we kept it like simplistic and you're just showing people not necessarily ripping phrasing ideas, but more of that rhythmic feel, right? I'll play a couple passes of it and then give examples of like how you would phrase it and how you would make it feel like a shuffle feel. You want to try that?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Count me off, Lightning.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I just
sorry for my shuffle.
No. I just tried to keep it super simple and kind of repeat the same sort of rhythmic ideas.
Yeah.
And if somebody's going, what do you mean rhythmic ideas? You're playing lead guitar.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of. Okay,
so that's a good point. Do you practice in your own head when you're practicing on your own? Do you make up your own rhythms and then try to do it on guitar?
Yeah.
Like an example, like what's a rhythm that you were just going to spout off with your mouth and then try to duplicate it on guitar for that sort of thing? Like what would you do?
I often try to sing when I play.
Okay.
So I'll go like.
It's interesting listening to you do that because every time there was a pause, you had to take a breath.
Exactly.
Right. So it kind of sets you up for that.
And I'll find myself, if I don't do that, it sounds a lot like.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, like that impressed one person.
Right.
And not that I'm out to do that, but it didn't sound terribly musical.
I wasn't ignoring you. I was making sure I was pressed record.
and we've succumbed to that before.
God dang it. All right. So anyways, go ahead. I did.
Yeah.
All right, we're safe.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, run that by me again. I got so excited.
No. So I'm saying if I don't, you noticed, you said, look, every time you stop, you had to take a breath.
Right.
And that's one thing that I am constantly working on. I notice I always play better if I sing.
Yeah.
What's really weird in the video age, when we're videotaping ourselves and playing, that really comes through, and it sounds kind of weird to hear somebody humming all the time.
Yeah.
But I notice if I watch myself and I sing and play at the same time, it's way more deliberate and more musical.
Yeah.
Like if I were to play something fast, like...
Yeah.
To me, that was disjointed. But if I go...
Yeah. Well, it's something about having to actually... Your voice has to be sort of rhythmic. It can't just...
Yeah, exactly. Even though I was kind of playing a lot there, it still has to cohesively come together.
One of my favorite examples of that is at the end of, I think it's Nationwide. And ZZ Top, and you can hear him singing his licks, and they're the most ripping, awesome licks. But like, I think it's Nationwide. Yeah, go listen to that, and at the end, you hear him singing and playing at the same time. Yeah, and when it goes to that thing at the end, and then that beat changes. Oh, it's so good.
And that's a good example because he would keep his.
Yeah, right.
you know.
But he is a perfect example of that because you could sing any of his licks, and it's back to a conversation, right? Your music is a conversation. You're essentially taking over where the singer is leaving off, so you want to say something and not just blah, 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 emotionally like vomit all over the place. It's like a
and that's a whole other conversation. People, I get questions like, well, how do you start a solo? Like, how do you get phrasing? I'm like, what's the melody of the song?
Yeah.
You know, it's Stevie Ray Vaughan. You heard about inside. I can't play. Inside to the blind. Bound to love. Inside to the blind. I might go. It's not the same notes at all, but it's the same rhythm.
Same feel.
Bound to love. Give a side to the blind.
Right. Exactly.
Try to play that on guitar. Nobody's ever really gonna notice. They're just gonna notice that. Oh, that sounds familiar, and it's really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you stepped it up a notch. And went into a little bit more of sophisticated sound. So we did kind of all minor-ish feels. So you can also play major over a feel like this. How would you start to get that sort of a sound, like phrasing that way? Because I think a lot of rock players default to minor. Yeah.
Well, a lot of times our hands just like to go certain places.
Yeah.
You know, we're so used to playing. So if you play major pentatonic idea.
Yeah, you gotta resolve in a different spot. Huh?
Try to find those target notes. Go to your minor there.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Right. So wait, hold on, back up. You're just blown by that stuff. So give us some nice basic.
So yeah, I mean,
okay, let me ask you this. Over the 1-4-5, is there chords that you like to stick to the major and then chords you like to play minor over?
Sure. I mean, lots of folks will opt to play a more major sounding idea over the one.
Okay.
When you go to the 4 chord, do that minor thing for sure.
Nice.
Because you get that nice flat 7 against that A.
Okay. Is 5 chord free reign any way you want it? Or?
A lot of times what I would like to do, I mean, yes, you can stay minor pentatonic. Or I like to then kind of stick to more of the arpeggio sort of thing.
Oh, what's that? Okay.
So there's
do tell. Slow.
I'm just making sure I know it. Right. And we touched on this in our other video, but that's kind of that's sort of where my brain likes to go.
Okay.
Or I'll just try to target a note. So I might sort of think like almost B major pentatonic.
Interesting. Oh, right, because it's 5 chord. Okay, so you're playing the 5 chords.
Exactly.
Key. Right.
Yeah. But I will get too confused getting modal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just here to say that's how I think.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing, I can play the arpeggio.
Oh, okay.
Which sounds great.
So just a B major arpeggio.
B7.
B7. Oh, right. Okay, so let me see that one. Break that one down.
And whenever I play arpeggios, I try to break them down into halves.
Okay.
The bottom half and the top half. 2 octaves.
Okay.
Because from there, licks can be had.
Yeah. Okay, so let me do
all
this.
That, yeah, go ahead.
Let me play it, and then you show. So it's a major.
A major, minor, and then our arpeggio.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Blended them there.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
So it's just ways to start to pepper in those sounds. And what I find that most people struggle with is kind of juggling all three of those. But I'm here to tell you early in this segment where it's okay if you play minor, 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 all the way. Find your way. Learn that roadmap. Think about it like the streets that you grew up on as a kid, and you could find your way around on your bike, and you know that area. And then start to slowly incorporate some of those sounds. If you're not hearing the sounds, try to find music that does show you that sound.
Okay, give an example of something that starts breaking into that.
To me, it was always growing up, it was Allman Brothers. It was always Skinnerd. Because if you
many good licks.
That is
even the solo to Sweet Home Alabama. It's just ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, And to me, that's where I would work out some of my, major ideas and put them into a blues.
Okay.
Because the bends are the same, the licks are the same, the technique's the same. It's all about sort of phrasing at that point.
Yeah.
And application.
Yeah. Okay, so we got lots of little nuggets.
Man, there's lots of little stuff. You know?
Right.
That's why playing the blues is so fun, because you can experiment.
Yeah.
Like you can't experiment as much with minor, major, and arpeggios the way that you over one form of chords progression as you can if you're playing like a rock thing or something.
Yeah.
So what happens is sometimes people will get pigeonholed
if
they're just stuck in one little area.
Yeah.
For a while.
Well, you gave us plenty to break out.
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
And on that note, make sure you check all of Corey's links down below. If you want to support him and what he is doing, make sure you go to CoreyCongilio.com.
That's right.
All right. And then stay tuned. We got something awesome coming down the pike. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.